This is the Kia Rondo SLI, the mid-spec diesel MPV from Kia. It has 7 seats, plenty of gear and a low price tag. The question I have is this: it may have 7 seats, but can it take 7 people?
The Rondo is, to be strictly correct, a mini MPV. With a footprint not much bigger than a Cerato, the full-size MPV tag belongs to the Grand Carnival. Our test car was the SLI CRDI. Powered by the company's own 1.7 litre diesel engine, it churns out a decent 100 kilowatts and an impressive 320 newton metres of torque. It's available only with the 6-speed automatic, and like the engine, is shared with Hyundai. It returns 6.4 litres per 100 k's on the combined cycle, but that's not the best reason to choose the diesel. It's a punchy thing. Foot flat it really moves, making it a very easy companion around town where these cars spend the vast bulk of their time. You'll barely use the throttle on the school run. Inside is a surprisingly convincing fake leather interior with a flexible seating arrangement. The front seats tip forward and flat, while the middle row can also fold flat. That middle row also slides forward and aft and is split into 3 sections. You can fold the middle seat back down to make a picnic tray. The front seat backs have flimsy airline-style tray tables for the junior executives in your life. The mid-spec SLI scores cruise control, paddle shifts, a tiny 4.2-inch screen with a versing camera, and a stereo with USB and Bluetooth. There's tons of space to put the detritus of a modern family, including underfloor compartments, door bins, and a decent boot with a 3rd row stowed. The middle row is a pretty good place to be. You put the least favourite kids or the noisiest in-law in the 3rd row where the dual zone climate control won't reach. This has become a firm favourite in our household because, well, it's easy. It's incredibly comfortable. These front seats are the business. And not only does it have terrific front seats, it's really easy to drive. It's got this kind of captain's chair view with a steering wheel to go with it too. This steering wheel is gigantic. There's a few quirks. I wish the seats did flip forward a little more enthusiastically in the back there, and so it's a little bit of a struggle for kids to get themselves into the back seat. The back seat itself's perfectly adequate. I mean, you know, we've had 8 and 11-year-olds and 12-year-olds kicking around in there, and they've been perfectly happy. The core value for a car like this should be ease of use. It's always going to be around in suburbia, like where I'm driving around today, to show you how easy it is to get around in suburbia. It's easy to park, it has parking sensors, and it's got the camera. It's easy to look after, it's got fixed price servicing, it's got a 5-year warranty. This is a car that you will set and forget. It's quite manoeuvrable, you can get around in tight spaces. There's so little to dislike about it. You know, I've driven a couple of MPVs, and let's face it, there are so few of them left now that SUVs have taken over their role. And they're pretty ordinary. They're not terrible, they're just ordinary. I tell you what, I've ridden in limos with worse back seats than this, and that's saying something, I think you'll agree. We had this car during the school holiday period, so we've decided to put it to the ultimate test. We decided that given Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt are in town with all of their kids, we decided we'd ask them if they'd like to help out with this test. They said no, so we just roped in some relatives. So this is the test. We've got 5 kids, the 5th was strapped into her seat before she knew what was going on, a long trip and a competition to see who gets bored first, and whoever loses buys the ice cream.
10 green bottles hanging on a wall. 10 green bottles hanging on a wall. Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. Father Abraham had many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham.
How about another song, kids?
A million green bottles hanging on the wall. My eye!
You fell on your eye.
No, my eye hit Max's shoulder.
Ow!
Yeah, and my shoulder's hard.
We'll call it a draw.